Hello everybody, if you're on the Volusion platform and you're looking to migrate to Shopify, you come to the right place. At Optimum 7, we've migrated hundreds of websites away from Volusion to different platforms. One of the most important things that you have to focus on while you're doing this migration is the data validation as well as the 301 redirects. At Optimum 7, we build a full execution plan for you that migrates your products, your customers, your orders, your options, any HTML that you might have on your product pages, any settings, as well as any custom functionality that you might have built on Volusion. Different systems process functionalities in different manners. Therefore, if you build a search and filter functionality on Volusion, it is not going to work the same way on Shopify. When we do these types of migrations, we don't just import a CSV file or a database file. We actually validate everything and we push everything through the API and we make sure that all data is accurate. Watch the rest of this video to see what our process looks like. Hello everybody, this screencast is to explain the process that Optimum 7 uses to migrate from Volusion to Shopify. We have this section on our website that has the details of every single platform that we work with. So what you could do is you could come here and you could select Volusion, and it will tell you all the platforms that we can migrate Volusion to. And as you can see, Shopify is one of them here, Volusion to Shopify. So, and then when you click on that, you'll see the details of, which sections, which products, what type of data basically we migrate away from Volusion to Shopify. And this process is important because there are some other solutions out there that promise an automated import-export process or an export-import process. And it depends on what type of site you have and how many products you have. Obviously, if you have 50, 60, 70 products, that's easy. But if you have thousands and thousands of records, what we do at Optimum 7, we have a very specific process for this. We've done thousands of migrations over the past, I want to say 9 years or so. And this is one of our processes where we use a specific execution plan with the migration. Now, what's important with the migration, as you can see, is every single platform has different URL structures, and every single platform has different nuances that you have to pay attention to avoid the bugs and the errors during this migration process. Therefore, what we have created is this is our GitHub account. On our GitHub, as you can see, we have all the code already ready to execute through the API if you're trying to migrate your site from Volusion to Shopify. And this is important. This is especially important because we keep this updated. APIs might change, the details might change. Volusion 1 used to have 2 different types of URLs, for example, right? And on Shopify, you have one URL for your product pages, one type of URL. So this is important also when you're doing the 301 redirects. If you want to look at it, and this is the code side of things, as you can see, we pay attention to everything. There's specific PHP code here that we execute. So we don't import a CSV file. You can't do migration on a website that does, I want to say, over $500,000, $1 million annually with an import. It has to be pushed through the API. The special characters, the character limits and the options and everything else needs to be validated through API. Otherwise, you're going to have a website that has a lot of errors. On the full execution side of things, if you look at this, and this is the level that we do it at. There are a lot of exceptions here, important notes that you need to pay attention to, the database save commands, the migration commands. This is all through the code that I just displayed to you on GitHub, but we have full documentation for our front-end and back-end engineers to pay attention to all these character limits, all the fields, the child products, which every platform manages differently. For example, on Shopify, you can have unlimited child products, but on Volusion, you can have unlimited child products, but on Shopify, there is a limitation. You can't have thousands and thousands of combinations. And this is that documentation that manages that. Now, the last thing that I strongly recommend that you do is we actually have a migration checklist that we've created, and this will help you make sure that you won't miss any details during this migration process. It's a detailed migration guide that also includes anything that has to do with marketing, tracking, migrating your email lists, the code and everything else. If you wanted to access this file, again, you can go to optimum7.com migrations, and you are going to see a checklist link there. Just show you here really quickly. Just this download 125-step platform migration checklist. I strongly recommend that you download that. And the results of this migration, again, I'll show you a couple of clients. rcsuperstore.com. We migrated away from Volusion. Specialist IT, we migrated away from Volusion to Shopify. This is a recent project that we worked on called Good Counsel, Tees to Your Door. We migrated away from Volusion. And Echo Enclose is another project that we've done. Now, of course, we want you to do your due diligence and look at SEMrush, look at SpyFu. If you look at SEMrush, I think we migrated Shopify, some specialist ID from Volusion to Shopify somewhere around September of 2016. And you'll see that they have had consistent growth in terms of keyword visibility. Template structure also makes a big difference here. Most of the time, I won't say 95% of the time, depending on what kind of marketing resources the client spends on SEO, because the site is faster, conversion rate is better, usability is better. Google takes that into account in Google Search Console. You'll get better rankings and better visibility when you migrate to a platform like Shopify from Volusion. Another website, RC Superstore, I think we migrated them around September, again, around 2016 or perhaps 2017. You'll see the keyword growth here. They used to rank for 3,300 terms on the top. This is only the top one page of Google. And now they have over 11,000 results on the top page of Google, including very, very competitive terms. This type of a migration, if you do that right, again, very important. I can't stress this enough. 3.0 and redirects need to be done the right way. All the metrics need to match. All the data needs to match. This is not only about an export import of a CSV file. I hope that this was helpful. If you have any questions, please reach out to us at optimum7.com. I hope that this video was helpful. If you have any questions, please reach out to us at optimum7.com. You can always email info@optimum7.com or click the link below.
Thank you for watching this video. Subscribe to our channel for more videos on marketing, e-commerce, custom development, and much more. Plus, new episodes of Surge, our weekly e-commerce and digital marketing podcast released every Wednesday.